Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi zidni ilma, Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. So in the previous class of direct proportions, we had just touched the basic questions. In today's class, we will be understanding different forms of direct proportions as well. So if you were to look at question 1, it says if x is directly proportional to y cube. So this time what would happen is that x is equals to k y cube because x is directly proportional to y cube. Now it says find the equation part 1. Simply you have the value of x, which is 32, is equals to k, and what is the value of y? The value of y is 2. So we won't just write 2, we will write 2 cube because x is directly proportional to what? X is directly proportional to y cube. So this becomes 32 is equals to 2 cube is 8, 8k. So k is equals to 32 divided by 8. Therefore k is equals to 4. So the equation that you're going to have is x is equals to 4y cube. That's the answer to your part 1. Moving on, we will talk about part 2. In part 2, since when you have the equation, whenever you have the equation, you can just simply use that equation to solve the other part. It says find the value of x when y is equals to 6. So x is equals to 4. Instead of y, write 6, and y we have to write find the cube of 6. So x is equals to 4 multiplied by 6 cube. X is equals to 864. Very easy. Let's jump on to part 3. In part 3, we have to find the value of y. Use the same equation, x is equals to 4y cube. Alright, x is 108 is equals to 4 multiplied by y cube. So first of all, 108 would be divided by 4. 108 divided by 4 is equals to y cube. The 100 divided by 4 is 27 is equals to y cube. So do this and y is equals to 3. Alright, so that's your answer of part 3 as well. Now it's saying basically draw the graph. Alright, so we'll do that as well. Equation is x is equals to 4y cube. Always do remember the equation. So as you can see, I have made the diagram. The equation is x is equals to 4y cube. Alright, so I'm going to use some values. So when y is equals to 0, x is also is equals to 0. So that is 0 comma 0. What I just did, I just plugged in the value of y in this equation and got the value of x. Then plug in the value of 2. Alright, so when y is equals to 2, x is equals to 32. How? 2 cube is 8 and 4 8 is 32. So that means what? So that's 2 comma 32, and then you just make a straight line like this. Of course my line is a bit different, and then you have your graph. But if you were to look at the question, it's saying draw the graph of x against y cube. So generally students would make a graph of y comma x. This is purposely I made this graph. Alright, because what would happen, students would make a graph of y-axis and x-axis like this. But if they were to read the question properly, what does it say? Draw the graph of x against y cube. So if in your exam you make this graph, your answer would be wrong. That is why purposely I made this graph, so that it grabs your attention. Now how will we make the graph of x against y cube? So now this would be the correct way of
Exactly.
making the graph. So you will make y cube graph over here. Y cube, that is, we'll just give you a minute. And over here you have x-axis. We will use the same coordinates. X is equals to 4y cube. Alright. So when y is equals to 0, x also is equals to 0. So 0 comma 0 is 1 point. And this is y cube. So if you plug in the value of when y is equals to 2, alright, y cube would be how much? Y cube would be 8, because 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 is 8. And the value of x would be how much? 4 multiplied by 8 is 32. So that is 8 comma 32, which would be around, roughly around here. Now what you're going to do? you're going to draw a straight line like this, and hence you're done with your graph as well.